Alright, it's Roger with igadgetgeek, and I have kind of a review walkthrough on the brand new HTC Vivid for AT&T. This is one of their first two LTE smartphones. They've released these everywhere, and in select LTE markets these phones are selling at a reduced price. The Vivid with a 2-year contract is selling for $99, and the Samsung Galaxy S2 Skyrocket is selling for $149 in those select LTE markets and some of the markets around or markets that are soon to be LTE markets. Now, I live right by Little Rock, Arkansas, and that's soon to be a LTE market. We are told by the end of the year we will have LTE. So I picked this phone up just to kind of give you guys an idea of what it's like. Now, I've seen a couple reviews on the Vivid, but I went ahead and picked up a white one. I have not seen any reviews on the white. So, of course, here's the box that it came in. This isn't really an unboxing. I'm just going to kind of show you the packaging, give you a little bit of information. Now, of course, everything it comes with, you get the phone, the battery, of course, your sync charge cable, pretty much standard HTC sync charge cable, and your little USB dongle that you plug into the wall, and it'll charge your phone. Let's go ahead and get all that packaging set out on the side. Now let's take a look at the phone itself. Now, as you can see here, this is in white. Now, it does have a silver back on the white version. As you can see here, this back plate is aluminum. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and kind of walk around the phone itself, give you guys kind of an idea of what's all there. As you can see here on the left hand side, you have your sync charge port, and then there is nothing else on the bezel. On the very bottom you have one little pinhole mic, and on the right hand side you have your volume up and down. Now on the very top you have your sleep wake button and your 3.5mm headphone jack. Now, of course, as you can see here on the front, you have your forward facing camera. And of course, these are your proximity sensors, and right under here, actually under the white, is the LED indicator. I like how they didn't actually create a hole for that. It shows when it lights up, it'll actually show through the paint. Then of course at the bottom you have your standard 4 capacitive buttons in HTC's layout, which is home, menu, back, and search. On the very back you have an 8-megapixel camera, secondary mic with dual flash. And then as you can see here, this silver grill, go ahead and focus in. At the very top you have a silver mesh grill. That is actually your speaker. So let's go ahead and pop this back off. As you can see here, this is the aluminum back plate, and it is a very thick, sturdy piece of aluminum. It's not very thin. I was real impressed with the thickness of this. Now, of course, with the battery off, and with the cover off, you can see here your battery. You have your SIM card slot, your micro SD. So we'll go ahead and put this back on and give you kind of a little walkthrough on some of the software. Now, of course, this is running HTC Sense 3.0. As you can see, here's my lock screen with the clock, as well as you have your shortcuts. To access any of your shortcuts directly from the main menu, all you'll have to do is press that shortcut and bring it to the circle. What I'm going to do now is splice in a video with a little close-up on the actual software. Okay, as you can see here, I've kind of repositioned the camera to give me a bit of a close-up of the software itself. You see you get some reaction here on the screen if you don't. It's like, oh, that's not where you touch me. Then you just bring that circle up and it unlocks it. Now, of course, this is, if you're familiar with HTC Sense, this is very much HTC Sense 3.0. Now, as you can see here, when you unlock it, you actually do get a graphic and sound. Now, you touch the center piece, it will take you, of course, to the weather widget, or open up to the full page weather. It'll give you your temperature and the conditions. Now, if you touch right up here, it also, you can go to an hourly. And what I like about this particular hourly forecast is it shows it as a graph. So you can sit here and scroll through the day and see what the temperature is going to be. Or you can go with a 5-day forecast here at the bottom. There we go. As you can see, there's a 5-day forecast. Now, of course, it will change the weather depending on what is going on. We'll go here into demo mode. It'll kind of give you an idea of the different ones. See, there's number 2. Thunderstorms. There's cloudy. I like the fog. Got little trees and hear animals in the background. And there's rain. Here's snow. Here's windy. Sunny. So we are back to where we started. Now, one thing to note, this does have a 4.5-inch screen that is QHD display. Now, I've had several different phones and several different screen sizes. The Infuse was my first phone with a 4.5-inch screen, but this screen, hands down, looks 100 times better than the screen on the Infuse. Now, I also have the Galaxy S2, and it has a 4.3-inch screen, but this screen, the size plus the resolution, it just looks phenomenal. All the colors are very crisp and clear. I'm very impressed with the display on this phone, as well as the responsiveness when you slip through all the different screens, and we can get here and it's just very, very fast, very responsive. Now, too, if you flick this fast enough, you'll get this, as you can see here, kind of a carousel effect, which is quite nice. Now, too, I'm going to zoom in here. Now, if you look at this clock, as you scroll to the side, it kind of becomes three-dimensional. Kind of everything that is on the phone that's part of the HTC Sense, as you can see, it has kind of a three-dimensional look to it. Now, as you can see here, I just received an email. As I was talking about, the notification light. You can see here in the top left-hand corner, it is blinking while it's underneath that white glass, but it actually shines through. Now, of course, it gets different colors when you have a notification. It's green. When it's plugged in and charging, it kind of gives you that orangish amber color. Now, of course, with Sense, you can go in here and you can do very different skins. Now, a lot of these skins you can download from the market and other places. XDA Developers is a good place to find different skins. As you can see here, I've downloaded several. Currently, the one I'm running is the glass skin with all the HTC. Now, this little battery here is actually part of HTC. You can download that from HTC. You touch on it, it gives you an expanded view. It gives you the temperature of your battery, your percentage, and all that good information. Now, of course, with HTC Sense, you get your several different widgets. As you can see, here's the full screen calendar. You can select your little custom button. You can go to widgets. You can browse HTC widgets. So you can see you have 78 widgets. You have all types of different widgets for turning on different things. You know, your mail, people, calendar, several different bookmarks. I mean, as you can see here, there's 78 of them. Music, there's just all types of different. You even have the FM radio. And yes, this phone does have a built-in FM radio. All you have to do is have your headphones plugged in, and it uses the wire in the headphones as its antenna. So that's nice to have an actual built-in FM radio. And as you can see here, you have a couple different weather widgets. So we'll go ahead and take this one here and we'll place it on our screen. So you can see there's our weather, and it gives you that cool little animation. So you can have the weather here, plus you can have its own dedicated widget. I personally don't use that, but it's there for you if you want it. So we'll go ahead and finish looking at all these different widgets. Get back to where we were on the weather. See, you get tons of different widgets: profile, power dashboard, photo album, new, I mean, just 78 widgets just that are HTCs. Of course, all the different clocks. Lots of different clocks, and every one of them has a bit of an animation to them. You can even have a full screen calculator. So you can have one of your pages be a full calculator. If you use your calculator a lot, I guess then all you have to do is scroll over here and boom, you've got a calculator. Now also with this, under the customization here, you can go and change your wallpaper as well as your lock screen. You have some choices for your lock screen. You can have this one, which is going to be just your wallpaper, and of course with your shortcuts. Now with your shortcuts, you can go under settings. Now you can tap a shortcut and you can change it to any application that you have installed on your phone. So you can pick any application there and it will replace that shortcut. Now several of these have different ones. Like here you have a photo album, which will scroll through your favorite album. Your friend stream, so if you're real big into your social networking, you can have this as your lock screen. It'll show your information from your different social networks on your lock screen. You have a weather lock screen that keeps your weather right there on the top. If you're real big into the stock market, you have the same thing with your stocks. Or this is the one that I use, it's the clock. So you have your standard wallpaper behind it with your shortcut buttons and a clock. You can go in here, clock settings, and you can choose through any one of these different clock widgets to set on the lock screen. So that's kind of been just a quick walkthrough of the brand new HTC Vivid for AT&T. It is one of their first of 2 LTE smartphones. And this has been Roger with iGadgetGeek.